worthless liar. I am just an imbecile. I will only complicate you. Trust in me and fall as well. I will find a center in you. I will chew it up and leave. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me.
You're a very strong person for coming here tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Now listen, I have to tell you, we've arrested 6 different individuals, and what we'd like you to do is take a look at them. We'd like you to listen to their voices and see if you can possibly identify the person who did this to you and your family.
I gotta tell you, I don't know if I'm comfortable.
But don't worry, I want you to know they cannot see you.
Yes, we can, motherfucker!
They cannot see you through this glass.
He just said he could see me. He said he could see you and me.
Inmate number 1, step forth and say your name.
Full clip, motherfucker! And don't think for a second I don't know where the fuck your mama stay at, you little bitch!
Kinda looks like him.
Inmate number 2, please step up and identify yourself.
Hey, I'm Lil Shank, motherfucker! What the fuck y'all 2 bitches looking at?
God, it's so hard to tell. They all look the same.
Number 3, walk toward the glass and identify yourself.
Motherfucking Young Dirt! Hey, that look like the bitch I tried to kill yesterday! Hey, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch!
That looks a lot like him. That looks like...
Alright, number 4.
Bullet, bitch! Remember me, motherfucker! The day I get out, I will be inside your house!
You sure they can't see us?
Number 5, come toward the glass.
Cell block, motherfucker! Thanks for the truck, homeboy! When you get that new, I'm coming to get that bitch too! You gon' give it up!
I think this is a bad idea.
Number 6, please identify yourself.
Fofo, you bitch-ass trick! I got clips for both of y'all motherfuckers! I'm killing you and your motherfucking neighbors!
All I'm gonna say is I heard that voice, but are they supposed to have guns?
Duck the fuck down!
That's right. F-U-L-L-C-L-I-P. Full clip murderous shit, I'm a 4th LP. Keeping it killer, fucking straight up OG. Taking your beat and running your shit, it's all money. Your loss is my game, so check this right here. Even if you didn't lose it, I'm still taking it. A hollow tip in your chest make for a murder scene. No remorse, no conscience in this killing machine. I'm on some killer shit, I kill a bitch quick. Cut it with piss quick and serve it, you one dick on the strip. Hit him hard like my truck when I'm beating the whip. You wanna start, I got a pump there to end this shit. Bandanas on my face so the witnesses ain't see a fucking thing when I clip this kid. I'm killing everything from bitches to CDs. I'm a bad dream waiting to happen to police. We also killing shit, we into killing shit. Ain't no use in ducking, everybody getting hit. Shotgun, killer shit, pop one, killer shit. Everybody run when the gauge spit.
I'm on some killer shit, mashing with a pistol grip, murdering lies with the temper of a lunatic. No matter how I try, I'm about to die when I'm doing this. With the fucking trigger as I'm running up for all they shit and all they whips and all they chips. Running all I need that bro. Pockets inside out, Devo and them hoes. Call it 187 when the target is locked. Listen, fuck the fuck down for your ass get shot.
Run standing little bit steady, some killer shit. Every day the same. Floating in the whip, don't turn out to flip the switch, riding free wheel. Get a hand of locker in the neck, strap the rock steel. Let's push spray out and wheel, give a fuck to how you feel. O'Reilly's on the block, and he's hunting for the kill. Lining something's up on the center of the dash. Ain't no way to get in the way, cause I'm mashing on the gas.
We also killing shit, we into killing shit. Ain't no use in ducking, everybody getting hit. Shotgun, killer shit, pop one, killer shit. Everybody run when the gauge spit. We also killing shit, we into killing shit. Ain't no use in ducking, everybody getting hit. Shotgun, killer shit, pop one, killer shit. Everybody run when the gauge spit. Oh no, it's a motherfucking kick though. Blast off the master lock, now everybody hit the flow. They kill them all, it's like I'm caught up in a genocide. Ammunition, these seekers ain't no fucking where to hide. So line them up and set them up for the execution. 9mm loaded and it's set on distribution. With no confusion, let me make it all clear. Everybody fucking dying for, I step the fuck up out of here. Keep your eyes on my death tool, you're going dizzy. Who is he? The one that keeps the coroners busy. You see the front flash, in the duck fast. You a fucked ass, single barrel punk waving out the black truck blast. I'm on some killing shit, so real Record a big and cash a hope I'm sealing the hit, cause I'm a rider. And with this 45 I'll divide ya, leave you dead and peel off, won't even try to hide ya. We also killing shit, we into killing shit. Ain't no use in ducking, everybody getting hit. Shotgun, killing shit, hot one, killing shit. Everybody run when the gauge spit. We also killing shit, we into killing shit. Ain't no use in ducking, everybody getting hit. Shotgun, killing shit, hot one, killing shit. Everybody run when the gauge spit. Psychopath, riders, bitch. Yeah, that's right, bitch. We coming to check your shit.
Hear them talking to me and the demons stalking me, running in between my thoughts and dreams. I think they haunting me. Got me sweating, got me stressing. Wake up in the woods with a Smith & Wesson, bucket naked, counting blessings. Blood so close with no confessions. I don't know what it is, it's living in my nightmares. I don't know what it is, it's bringing on these night scares. All I'm knowing is what the fuck I got to lose when everything I'm dreaming of end up on the evening news.
I'm sleeping, only sleeping. I'm sleeping, only sleeping.
I don't wanna sleep, I don't wanna dream. I don't wanna hear the submarine. I don't wanna hear the screams.
I'm only dreaming. I know I'm only dreaming.
I don't wanna sleep, I don't wanna dream. I don't wanna hear the submarine. I don't wanna hear the screams. Last night I dreamt that I was standing by a street light. Bloody knuckles, bloody nose, but was I in a street fight? And that's when I woke up, body feeling broke up. Eyes glazed in a haze, fucked up cause I'm choked up. It's to the point that I don't even wanna fall asleep. Every time I close my eyes, another victim at my feet. It's getting hard to deal and hard to recognize the real. Hard to keep my sanity and hard to say just how I feel.
I'm sleeping, only sleeping. I'm sleeping, only sleeping.
I don't wanna sleep, I don't wanna dream. I don't wanna hear the submarine. I don't wanna hear the screams.
I'm only dreaming. I know I'm only dreaming.
I don't wanna sleep, I don't wanna dream. I don't wanna hear the submarine. I don't wanna hear the screams. And I don't wanna know why this chick is barely breathing, begging for a very life, scratching, clawing, kicking, screaming, while I just stand there laughing while this bitch's life is passing. Rope around her throat, I watch the choke for every breath she gasping. I watch the face and watch the tears pouring like the rain. How'd I end up like this? Translated in a fear and pain. So sick my stomach churning, in slow motion the world is turning. So sick mind of a vermin, knowing that my soul is burning. I don't wanna sleep, I can't even close my eyes. I don't wanna.
Then there is the issue of one of the witches from the 12th century that seems to have a problem with me because someone went and dropped a house on her sister. Now who would have done such a brazenly cowardly act of such evil magnitude as to drop a house upon such an innocent and poor defenseless creature such as her? Maybe you should ask the spirit of good tidings to get a clearer understanding. Now on to today's topics. Some of the Norse deities I've come across that I know from experience are still present and active today. Hel is a Jontis, the daughter of Loki the trickster god and the Jontis Angerboda. She is also the sister of the wolf Fenrir and the world serpent Jormungand. It was Odin the chief of the Aesir who threw Hel down into the underworld. Hel then made the underworld into her own realm and crowned herself queen of Helheim. The entrance into Helheim is guarded by a dog named Garm Hellhound. The dog is bound in the cave called Nippercave Nippahul, and the dog and is howling every time new people arrive. The dragon Nidhogg, Old Norse and HGGR will then be alarmed that new blood is on the way. Nidhogg will then suck the blood out of all the dead people who arrive, so they become completely pale. When all the blood has left their bodies, it is easier for Hel to get them into her army of the dead. The army will one day attack and destroy the world at Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. Hel will use her ship Naglfar. It is built with the nails from the dead. Hel is surrounded by a tall fence called Engrinder Corpse Fence, and it is a very creepy place to be. But not everyone will go to Helheim when they die. It is only those who died of illness, old age, or was not brave enough in the eyes of the gods that was sent to Hel. Hal lives inside Helheim in a big hall called Icy Cold, and Sleet, her throne, is called Sod Bed, and her bed is called Sickly Bed, and the curtains round it Misfortune. The dining table is called Hunger, and the knife is called Starvation. Nidhogg is the foremost of several serpents or dragons who dwell beneath the world tree, Drasil, and eat its roots. This is highly injurious to the tree, which holds the 9 worlds of the cosmos. Nidhogg's actions have the intention of pulling the cosmos back to chaos, and he, along with his reptilian cohort, can therefore surely be classified among the giants. From this it would make sense for Nidhogg to have a prominent role in Ragnarok, the cyclically recurrent event in which the giants succeed in destroying the cosmos. This does indeed seem to be the case. In one especially important Old Norse poem, Nidhogg is described as flying out from beneath Yggdrasil during Ragnarok, presumably to aid the giants' cause. Later in the same poem, Nidhogg is also said to preside over a part of the underworld called Innistyarindi, where perjurers, murderers, and adulterers are punished. One of the 3 children of Loki by a jaundiced Jotun named Angrboda, Fenrir plays an imperative, though short, role in Norse mythology. A wolf of remarkable size and strength, Fenrir has one major story recorded in the Norse sagas. Yet this singular story paints a picture of bravery for one god and an omen of death for the rest of them. Fenrir, unfortunately for the Sur and Vanir, turned out to be one of the many foreshadowing signs of the end of the Norse world, Ragnarke. Fenrir's tale begins, as any tale should, with his unlikely and terrible birth. When Fenrir, also called Fenris Olafar, was born, along with his other siblings, the great serpent Jeyamungandr and the dark-haired woman Hel, the Sur of Asgard, assembled to discuss what to do with these 3 very dangerous beings, all of whom were prophesied to aid in the future destruction of the Norse cosmos. Hel was sent to Niflheim, a location similar to the Christian concept of hell, a very cold and dark place, while Jeyamungandr was sent into the sea to remain submerged until the end of days. Fenrir, however, posed a much more dangerous problem. While Hel and Jeyamungandr could be sent away, Fenrir was growing at a rapid speed, and soon became a Jotun among wolves, as it were, to protect the Sur from his size and the terrible fate they knew would one day come. They decided that Fenrir needed to be contained. 3 different types of fetters, or bindings, were created before the gods were successful in confining the wolf. The first was called Lading. It did not last long, as one sharp kick from Fenrir snapped the chain apart. The second attempted fetter was twice as strong as Lading and was known as Drami. Though it took Fenrir longer to break, it did meet the same fate as the first. By the third attempt, the gods knew they needed skill beyond their own. Odin, the primary chief of the Sur, sent word to the dwarves of Svartalfheimr, the land of the Black Elves. These dark dwarves lived underground and were ill-natured for the most part, but they nonetheless agreed to craft a chain powerful enough to prevent the giant wolf from escaping. The dwarves soon presented Odin with Gleipnir, a shackle made of 6 mythical ingredients: the sound of a cat's feet, the roots of a mountain, a bear's sinews, a woman's beard, a fish's breath, and a bird's spit. With these 6 ingredients supposedly no longer in existence today due to this procedure, the resulting chain was as smooth as ribbon, but as strong as iron would be to mortals. When the fetter was to be placed upon Fenrir on the island of Lyngvi, even the wolf doubted his ability to escape. And when the gods goaded him into trying to break free, Fenrir demanded a show of good faith before allowing it to be put upon him. The god of law and justice stepped forward then and placed his hand in the mouth of the wolf, the only god of the Sur brave enough to risk himself for the good of the whole. Only then did Fenrir allow himself to be chained again, the goading as successful a tactic as Tyr's bravery. Every attempt the wolf made to be freed turned out to be futile. In anger at his failure and the god's ability to entrap him, Fenrir snapped off Tyr's hand, relieved that Fenrir was bound, all except her, of course. The Sur looped Gleipnir's cord Gelja through a massive stone slab called GJLL, and anchored it with a large rock known as Fitty, effectively binding Fenrir permanently to one spot. The wolf's unrelenting howls led to a sword being shoved between his jaws, the hilt keeping his mouth wide, silencing him until the time of Ragnar K. Then and only then would Fenrir see freedom. The shaking of the earth and the uprooting of mountains would tear Gleipnir apart, unleashing the wolf on Odin, enabling him to swallow the chief of the gods whole. This would be the beginning of the end of the Sur. The prose edda dictates that Fenrir's two sons, SKLL and Hati H.R. Bitnison, would follow in the footsteps of their father, swallowing the sun and the moon respectively, destroying the stars and all essence of time. Only after all this had occurred would Fenrir be killed by Odin's son Var. Fenrir's jaws, which were kept silent for so long, would finally be torn apart by Var's foot stretching his mouth. Shortly after, the worlds of the Sur would be consumed and a new world would rise in its place. Now let's see where to begin. First off, Nidhogg. I know that Nidhogg still exists because his serpent-like vaporous form brought me back from death after I struck the face of God who had taken the form of Odin once a few years ago. While I can only guess, maybe he liked my courage before the might of the All-Father. I do not know exactly, but I do know he still exists. That much is for sure. Next is Fenrir. I know this one still exists as he has been a liaison between my ancestors and my attainment of my family's culture and heritage as one of those of the bloodline of darkness. He even has gone as far as defending me on a few occasions, so he is another that I know still exists out there. Lastly, there is Hel. Now I do not know specifically if Hel is still around or if I've met her, but it is the darkness that resides within her that I am familiar with and have had encounters with. By Greek mythology, it would be known as Typhon, or the darkness that dwelled within Uranus's last daughter that was conceived just before he and his kingdom fell to Kronos. For she was born under the ritual that would bear forth Tiamat, that old dragon that was cast into the bottomless pit into the form of a mortal that was supposed to occur in this era, here at the end of days to achieve my destiny as the son of the Morning Star. But my ancestors sought revenge for their defeat during the primordial battle against Chaos, or the second war of heaven against the warring angels, who were summarized simply as chaos and jeopardized the stability of creation, and so thus were cast down in defeat so that mankind could prosper and thrive as they were meant to. The kick to it all is that God allowed all this to happen because it was meant to happen. These are the key foundations that brought creation to where it was supposed to be, so that the plan of the divine sparks roll would occur as it was meant to. Even these intrusions across history and their fall into destruction as a repercussion to it all was meant to happen, because they set the pieces of what we call myth and legends of the gods into motion. It's ironic that many of those who proclaim that gods don't exist turned out to one day be the key factor that caused their legends to occur in the first place. Now that is what you call a divine comedy.
Your cell phone, your wallet, your time, your ideas, no barcode, no party, no ID, no beers, your bank card, your license, your thoughts, your fears, no SIM card, no disco, no photo, not here. Your blood, your sweat, your passions, your regrets, your profits, your time off, your fashions, your sex, your pills, your grass, your tits, your ass, your laughs, your balls. We want your soul. Your house, your home, your life, your cash, your house, your phone. We want your soul. Your house, your home, your life, your cash, your house, your phone. We want your soul. Tell us your habits, your fads, your fears. Give us your address, your shoe size, your years, your digits, your plans, your number, your eyes, your schedule, your desktop, your details, your life. Show us your children, your photos, your home. Here, take credit, take insurance, take a loan, get a job, get a pension, get a haircut, get a suit, playing the lottery, play football, play the field, or some toot. We'll show you free, we'll show you food, we'll buy you dreams, throw away your book, we'll sell you crap, we'll charge you back. Wanna buy big guns, we'll want the cash. Your soul, your house, your home. We want your soul. Your house, your home. We want your soul. Your house, your home. We want your soul. Your house, your home. We want your thoughts, your emotions, your love, your dreams, your checkbook, your essence, your sweat, your screams, your security, your sobriety, your innocence, your society, yourself, your place, your distance, your space.
Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here, watch this. Shut up. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Here's Mackers, here's Britney, here's Cola, here's pizza, here's TV, here's some rock, and some roller. Watch commercials, more commercials, watch Jerry, not Oprah. Buy a better life, from the comfort of your sofa. Here's popcorn, here's magazines, here's milkshake, here's blue jeans, here's padded bars, here's armpit wax, here's football shirt, here's baseball cap, here's live talk shows, here's video games, here's Cola Life, here's tin bowling, here's filter tips, here's collagen lips, here's all night long, here's plastic hips. We want your soul. We want your soul. We want your soul. We want your soul.
Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American Gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here is American Gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Watch these pituitary retards bang their fucking skulls together and congratulate you on living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
No lefties, no loonies, no opinions, no way. No thinkers, no teachers, no facts, no freaks, no skaters, no tweakers, no truth, no fun. Here's popcorn, here's magazines, here's milkshake, here's blue jeans, here's padded bars, here's armpit wax, here's football shirt, here's baseball cap. Here's very, 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 very long infomercials.